I think they're jealous.
I am not jealous, okay? Did he touch you? What do you think of Corey and Topanga?
I think they're a great couple.
Maybe we can have what they have.
Sean, we're not even dating.
Okay, Angela, let's just stay out of this.
No, these are our friends. How can you let them ruin their lives?
They're not like us. They're hopelessly in love.
So when I'm dealing with an all-white cast and a bunch of teenagers, and I was actually 10 years older than them, you were an asshole to me. You didn't even speak to me then. You were the ass. Now y'all just going around picking up money. And it's like the whole vibe of it's okay to leave the black girl out or she's invisible no matter what the contribution is.
When it comes to TV nostalgia, one name stands out for fans of the 90s hit Boy Meets World, Trina McGee. Remember Angela Moore, Sean Hunter's love interest, who effortlessly stole our hearts?
I want what they have.
But wait, the real tea is what went down behind the scenes. From juicy rumors swirling about on-set drama to her groundbreaking portrayal of interracial romance, her journey through John Adams' High was nothing short of gripping.
How were you and Ben Savage, all right? Were the Savages?
I didn't like them. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hey, Savage is their last name, Savage.
They're not
so
hiring
Ben was
me.
a dick.
He was.
But hold on to your hats, because there's more. Trina's revelation about the racism she endured behind the scenes will break your heart. As we peel back the curtain on Trina's Hollywood saga, it's clear her path to fame was paved with as much drama as it was triumphs. So what really went down when the camera stopped rolling?
I grew up more in Riverdale. I'm 80s Bronx. No, I was born in 1969. I don't mind telling you. So I was there up until like teenage, end of the 80s Bronx. So that Bronx is totally different. I didn't grow up in the South Bronx. I grew up in Riverdale, which is actually a really beautiful neighborhood where they have a place called Wave Hill. And I went to a great, really mostly the white area of the Bronx for most of my childhood. My grandmother actually got into that neighborhood by using the civil rights, using some people from the civil rights era. As she wasn't, she got us into that area in the late 50s, early 60s, through using some people to pose as white because she got rejected a couple of times. So she used actually some white folks to come that were working with civil rights, and they got the apartment and they sued. And then hence I was able to grow up in Riverdale.
She entered the world as the firstborn to her mother, a classical pianist, and her father, a Haitian photographer and revolutionary whose political activism would imprint itself on her life's narrative. Despite her father's absence, his shadow loomed large over their family, his defiance against tyranny leading to exile from Haiti in the turbulent 1960s. Trina's formative years were colored by the constant shadow of danger as her father evaded Haitian authorities. His unwavering principles shaped her worldview.
My father he's a Haitian revolutionist, but he's also a lover, and he had quite a few children. I have on his side, I have 6 brothers and sisters, and I didn't get to meet him until I was 40.
Amidst the turmoil, Trina cultivated her own passions, finding comfort in music, creative expression, and an innate curiosity for political discourse. Her early education at the esteemed Manhattan County School provided a fertile ground for intellectual growth, while her brief stint at Howard University, where she pursued studies in political science, hinted at the multifaceted journey that lay ahead. She got married in 1991 to Cortland Davis, with whom she shares 2 children, before getting divorced in 2001. After 2 years of Howard University, McGee quit school and returned to New York to pursue her dream of a music career. She was convinced she could make it when a song she wrote was passed on to some local Minneapolis producers and became #1 on a local Minneapolis station.
If you're a black girl and you follow me.
This gave her the inspiration to go for a music career. Shortly after, she was approached by a movie producer in New York who thought, based on Trina's unique physical appearance, she could procure work as an actress.
So honestly, I went on a date with a guy who was a producer, and he said, "You look like an actress. You should go try to act."
She entered the world of acting with guest appearances on various television shows. She made her first significant mark with a guest role on A Different World in 1992, a popular spinoff of The Cosby Show.
Can you imagine? He promised me a gig and then gave it to some other gal. Probably couldn't sing a lick.
Her undeniable talent and charisma quickly caught the attention of casting directors, leading to more opportunities. In 1997, McGee landed the role that would define her career, Angela Moore on Boy Meets World.
I love you. Ow, my keys.
Joining the show in its 5th season, she portrays Shawn Hunter's, Ryder Strong, intelligent and sensitive girlfriend.
I tell you to stop looking and start kissing.
After Boy Meets World concluded in 2000, McGee continued to work in television, securing guest roles on popular shows such as The Hughleys.
Hi, I'm Mia. I live next door. Can I change in here? My webcams are all on in my room.
So Little Time and The Proud Family. She also appeared in movies, including Friday After Next, showcasing her versatility beyond television.
Sentiment, huh?
But Trina's success and credits were not just shown on screen. The multi-talented star has racked up numerous credits as a writer, casting director, producer, composer, and director over the years with shows such as Jessica Sinclair Presents Confessions of a Lonely Wife, Keeping the Faith, Mama's Got a Boyfriend.
I thought you were going in the kitchen.
In light of the circumstances, I felt that we need a lot more privacy.
Confessions of Isabella, Sins of the Guilty.
Today's moving day, and I miss him.
And Detainment.
Was you and Bootle Stripes? Yeah, we never gonna keep up. We never gonna keep.
Now, as we mentioned, most of us know Trina as Angela from our favorite 90s show, Boy Meets World. It's a quintessential coming-of-age sitcom that follows the hilarious and heartfelt journey of Corey Matthews, a boy navigating the roller coaster ride of adolescence, from middle school misadventures to the trials of high school and the chaos of college. Corey's life is a non-stop parade of comedic disasters, life lessons, and heartwarming moments. The show follows Corey and his group of friends, which includes Topanga, Sean, and Eric. In walks Angela, played by Trina McGee, of course. Joining the show in its 5th season, Trina played Shawn Hunter's, Ryder Strong, smart and sensitive girlfriend Angela.
I love you. So much.
And let me tell you, she was a game changer. Angela wasn't just Shawn's love interest. She was one of the few Black characters in a sea of white faces. And Trina's performance? Honey, it was everything.
You said you knew me. If you really knew me, why would you bring me here?
Angela tackled issues like race, friendship, and identity, breaking stereotypes left and right. She was smart, socially savvy, and had her own set of personal challenges, especially her complex relationship with her father, Sergeant Alvin Moore.
You and Angela decide that you want to get married. You think you can take care of each other for the rest of your lives.
What's going on here?
Nothing.
We weren't even talking about you.
Fans were living for her. She brought much-needed diversity and depth to the show. But don't get it twisted. Trina's time on Boy Meets World wasn't all glitz and glam. Behind the scenes, there was some serious drama. Trina faced her share of struggles, proving that even in a groundbreaking role, it's not always a fairy tale.
When I got the audition from Boy Meets World, my first audition, they said to my agent, she's not funny. The nature of the business creates a lot of competition. And for some people, it can create some really nasty attitudes.
In recent years, Trina has come out and detailed the racism she faced on set as the only Black person in a predominantly white cast and crew.
It was very interesting being on a set, being the only other Black person on the set was the one lighting guy.
Through you, there's a bigger audience who's if you realize me saying all that, there's no lawsuit behind it. There's no, hey, I'm going to sue you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, this happened. I know this happens to other people.
The most obvious example was Trina being left out of the series finale. Can you imagine that they did that to her after she helped increase the ratings of the show?
When I got on the show, the ratings were in the 50s. I got on the show, they aired an episode of mine and it jumped to 17.
Despite Angela being a fan favorite, Trina's reality off camera was a different story. In 2020, she took to social media and revealed that she experienced both overt and covert racism from some of her co-stars. And the disrespect didn't just fade away, it stayed with her all these years. In an interview, Trina opened up about the lasting impact of racism she faced on set.
So, I'm years later, I'm seeing them. The show is getting this cult following, and everyone's doing well. They're going around cities making money, and I'm like, you were an asshole to me. You didn't even speak to me then. You were the ass. Now y'all just going around picking up money, and it's like the whole vibe of it's okay to leave the black girl out, or she's invisible no matter what the contribution is. It may not have been a conscious racist thing, but they were raised to be at the forefront, to be at the forcenter, and to not have an afterthought of how you got there. So when I saw that, I'm like, I was pissed off on that. I'm like, y'all running around making a whole bunch of money. You call me Aunt Jemima, boo.
Imagine enduring all of this while giving us one of the most beloved characters on the show. McGee stated that the disrespect she experienced so many years ago while on set has stayed with her.
And it's not really about I brought it up 20 years later. I brought it up because the vibe is still rolling. And now we're in 2020 and I'm still feeling that disrespect that I let happen because I, as a woman and an African-American woman, wanted to make sure my job was secure for my children. So I took that.
One of the most shocking claims, Trina revealed that Will Friedle, who played Eric Matthews, had the nerve to call her Aunt Jemima on set. Yes, you heard that right, Aunt Jemima. This term, dripping with racist connotations, highlights the demeaning and disrespectful treatment she endured. Trina says it was a so-called joke that just wouldn't end.
I can look at Will and know Will Friedle and say, hey, that's not a hateful person. That was just somebody who carried a joke too far. I brought it up 20 years later because even that joke was a pile-on of an overall, we can just do whatever we want to this black girl because she ain't got shit going on because she's just a poor black child. That's how I see it.
Can you imagine? After Trina McGee bravely spoke out about the racism she endured on the set of Boy Meets World, the aftermath brought surprising developments. Some of her co-stars, including Will Friedle, reached out to her and apologized. Can you believe it? Friedle owned up to his past actions, admitting he called Trina Aunt Jemima and expressed sincere regret for his hurtful behavior. Trina, showing incredible grace, accepted his apology, recognizing that while the pain was deep, this was a crucial step towards healing. Trina also spoke out about the isolation that she felt on set by the cast, which was inflated by the fact that she was the only black person there.
What was that like for you, being in an environment where you look around and you're really the only person who looks like you?
I have to factor in, I'm going to be really brutally honest, I haven't had a lot of great relationship, especially in my adult life with white women. It's been an issue. But because I had that in my head, that it was like amplified. Like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? I'm coming to visit the show. I'm coming to see what's going on. And I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth of how you felt, but that, what are you doing here? It cut through me, like it cut through me because, like, I shouldn't over her. Here comes another person of Caucasian persuasion, white, that has a problem. I show up, and how I took that, those little words you said of where I don't know what you meant by that, but I took it in like, okay, bitch. What the fuck you mean I'm doing here?
Danielle Fishel, a.k.a. Topanga Lawrence, finally broke her silence and issued a public apology to Trina.
I apologize to you again, and I'm sorry that I did not give you the welcome and the hello that you deserved, and I'm sorry that I treated you that way because you do not deserve it.
This comes after Trina specifically pointing out Fishel's behavior toward her in making her feel isolated. Talk about a bombshell revelation. She also mentioned that during the filming of what was her series finale, she was told to turn down her black meter, a demeaning instruction that underscores the racial insensitivity she encountered. Coming from black sitcoms, I always had to have like a black meter, On Boy Meets World, my black meter was probably down to a 2. She recalls that on one episode, she had slipped up and was about at a 9. Michael comes over to me, and his note was, "Hey Trina, just turned down to Thelma Hopkins about 8 notches." She said, referencing the Family Matters star. I knew exactly what he was talking about, and I did. "There are so many things you guys are so lucky you didn't have to think about," she told her fellow co-stars. Trina also revealed that producers straight up told her they didn't want her in the finale episode. Can you believe the audacity? After all of her hard work and dedication to the role, they just left her out in the cold. It's a slap in the face that she's been carrying with her for years. She didn't hold back, sharing this gut-wrenching story with her co-stars, laying bare the hurt and disappointment she felt.
I was told in a kind of a weird, offhanded way by a very important person that you guys all went to Michael Jacobs and you said, we don't want her in the last episode.
What?
She's somehow taking our light was the gist of it, and we don't want her in the last episode.
She went on to explain she was told that after already shooting her last appearance on the show. McGee continued, "That was really hurtful to me for a long time." Trina added that she was inclined to believe the showrunner because there had already been a lot of tension on set. Our girl then continued speaking of her relationship with the star of the series, Ben Savage. Trina didn't mince words.
I knew Ben when he was a child. He was a teenager, okay? And I don't believe that his parents brought him up to respect people properly, okay? He caused a lot of tension for me on the set and for other people. But for me, really being a little older, he did a lot of things that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. Now, let's cut to him being an adult. When I met him as an adult later on when they did the sequel to the show, no, I didn't see any change in far as respecting people.
Can you imagine the drama behind the scenes? It's like the real-life version of a soap opera. But wait, it gets even more scandalous. Years later, when Trina returned for the show sequel, Girl Meets World, her interactions with Savage weren't any better.
Awkward. I now pronounce you awkward.
The feud and friction apparently continued, painting a picture of ongoing hostility between the two stars. Trina McGee's Hollywood journey has been a whirlwind of highs and lows, but she's emerged stronger than ever. From her iconic role as Angela Moore on Boy Meets World,
I just don't want to hurt you anymore.
I love you too.
To memorable guest spots on various TV shows, Trina has made an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Since her revelations, there's been a shocking turn of events. Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, and Will Friedle, who were once sources of tension for Trina, have stepped up and apologized.
That moment was the moment where I was like, you can't just say stuff. Right. You can't just throw things out there because you think it's funny, and walk away. You're hurt. You could be hurting people. You could legitimately be hurting people because you think it's funny.
Trina has shared that she's finally found closure and forgiveness after confronting her past experiences and receiving apologies from her former co-stars. What a turnaround. She let go of the hurt, and she's even forged friendships with those she once clashed with.
And it just wasn't funny. And it really is because the more and more that I talk to Will as an adult, because we're actually cool, very cool now, I realize even now the things that come out of his mouth are due to just such a lack of education on Black America.
These days, Trina McGee is living her best life. And let me tell you, it's nothing short of inspiring. Balancing a thriving career with her personal passions, she's the epitome of grace and success. With an estimated net worth of around $1 million, she's proof that hard work pays off in Hollywood. But it's not just about the money. Trina stays connected with her fans through social media, giving us a peek into her vibrant world and the projects close to her heart. Whether she's on set or sharing life updates, she keeps it real and relatable. Family is everything to Trina. As a proud mother, she cherishes every precious moment with her children, and her close-knit bond with loved ones is a cornerstone of her life. On Tuesday, June 3, 2024, Trina took to social media to announce that she has found herself pregnant. This will be her 4th child and the 2nd with her current husband, Marcelo Thedford. The two have been married for around 16 years, but have kept their relationship mostly private.
Well, going back to the beginning of the journey, I have been saying I wanted to have a baby with my current husband of 16 years for quite a while. I am not a person that really leans to something like IVF. So what I did was I went down to Belize and I talked to some shamans. I actually was able to come up with an elixir. I want to say this, though. I am not a doctor. I'm just an actress from the 90s, okay? I started taking this. This is the extract of wild yam. And then I found out that I was happily pregnant and I couldn't really believe it. I had my tubes tied. And I was a year into menopause. Okay, this is a miracle. This is a miracle, baby.
As Trina McGee embarks on the next chapter of her journey, her legacy as a talented actress and cherished public figure remains strong. With her infectious energy and unwavering spirit, she continues to uplift and inspire those around her. Trina's star power shines as brightly as ever, a testament to her resilience and lasting impact in the entertainment industry and beyond. Trina McGee was born on September 6, 1969, amidst the vibrant streets of the Bronx, New York.
I have to factor in, I'm going to be really brutally honest, I haven't had a lot of great relationship, especially in my adult life with white women. It's been an issue. There's no deep-seated jealousy of you in any way. It was more of a really sad acceptance of the fact that this is the white girl on the show and this is my job and that's it. So I had no personal problem with you.
I was told in a weird, offhanded way by a very important person that you guys all went to Michael Jacobs and you said we don't want her in the last episode and that she is somehow taking our light. That was the gist of it, and we don't want her in the last episode.